According to reports, the Indian government and the police are marching steadily towards predictive policing through artificial intelligence in our justice system. But are we even ready for a change like that? Let's analyze that in today's episode of Down the Rabbit Hole. So Indian government and police have announced that there will be a lot of emphasis laid on artificial intelligence in the coming couple of years. A lot of news has come out, from Delhi police creating a criminal database to Lucknow police doing a face analysis to recognize victims in distress on the streets. The precedent of the use of artificial intelligence in the police is already been set by a lot of places in the United States and the European Union. We can look at them and see how the use of artificial intelligence panned out for them. In the US, a software called predictive, which was and is being used, that identifies probable high crime areas by analyzing the previous data of the location history of the crimes. Use of this technology sparked a huge debate that if this algorithm is even necessary, because there was no way to prove if that algorithm was successful. The supporters of predictive kept saying that the crimes the algorithm is predicting are not happening because the police is taking its advice and patrolling those areas more carefully, hence reducing the crime rate. The academics and activists argued that evident bias of the police force toward minority communities was just validated by this algorithm. The history of minor crimes that are being reported in an area where people of color live is way higher than where white people lived. So basically the algorithm is analyzing the bias data and predicting crimes with a similar bias. They also argued that this algorithm did not provide anything new about high-risk areas, rather it was just the broader trends that have already existed about crime being committed in a particular area. Due to the difficulty of proving its efficacy, this technology was abandoned by a lot of states in the US. Another place in which the US decided to use artificial intelligence algorithm was to make decisions about to grant bail to a convicted felon or not. This algorithm used their criminal history and social conduct to predict their likelihood of showing up on another court date or committing another crime. Unfortunately, this algorithm just validated the long-running bias of American police and justice system towards minority communities. Henny Farid, an American research professor and author, proved it beautifully in his TEDx talk. I highly recommend you go and check that out, but long story short, Henny conducted a survey of random people on the internet by asking them to predict if a person should be granted a bail or not. Surprisingly, the accuracy level of random person on the internet came out to be almost similar to the AI algorithm.
In New York City, Black people are 15 times more likely to be charged on low-level marijuana charges than their white counterparts. Number of crimes is a proxy for race. Because of this social inequity, because of this inequity in the criminal justice system. And so race was slipping into the classifier unknown to us. And had we not reverse engineered the classifier, had we not figured out what are the two most important factors, it would not have all been clear how race was slipping into here.
And what he said in conclusion, to which I totally agree with, was that usage of algorithm is painting a picture that they are making a very sophisticated and unbiased decision, but they are not deducing anything groundbreaking that a random person cannot. Judges take these results from the algorithm very seriously when they are making judgment, while they are as good as a tweet made by a random stranger on the internet. People in power will feel no remorse or a sense of introspection when they make these biased decisions because they are validated by an algorithm. This calls for some serious oversight and laws about how algorithms should be used in the justice system and to what extent they should be taken into account. Steps are being taken to correct this, as earlier in the year the European Union has announced some guidelines about how to use artificial intelligence in the important sectors of the economy, including the police and the justice system. Along with that, they have a robust policy about the data and privacy of their citizens. Compared to that, India does not have a good track record of updating their laws and mandates. If you have been following this channel, we have covered a lot about the lack of laws in India to protect their people's privacy from apps like WhatsApp, while in the European Union that's not the case. So proper guidelines and laws are required before we take such massive leaps of technology. Considering what has happened in the US by the use of artificial intelligence in the justice system and the entire WhatsApp privacy policy saga, the government needs to keep up with the rapid pace at which the technology is advancing. Are we ready for such a huge technological advancement? I am Shantanu Udasi and I'll leave you with that question to ponder upon. Also subscribe to AIM's YouTube channel so that we know that we should keep making more videos like this.